What is going on? Welcome to Heaven on Earth. I'm Michael, the Leo Mystic. This is where I channel the sacred guidance for this astrological week of the 26th of April until the 2nd of May. How fast is everything going? What the fuck? But as you've seen in my previous forecast, previous week, things are slowing down. So, at the background, so that's the thing that kind of confused people a little bit is in the background, things are speeding up for sure, right? I mean, we got so much technology that connects us all, that spreads information, that it's just like really making a huge buzz. But the planets, like on a very personal and at the same time also universal level, the planets are really fast. So this means that whatever information is being spread very fast, we also process it very fast. And, things, it's just like an accelerator. And there's like this sub-level accelerator that is slowing down. And, it's kind of good, I think, because it gave us momentum and it gave us power to initiate and power to build momentum. But I kind of get the feeling that, if we would have been longer than this in it, it would have been too much. Like there's a lot happening. We have to process, and that's the thing. Right now, we are processing. And it's a good thing that, the energies are slowing down one by one because we got a full moon in Scorpio. And it's like this full moon in Scorpio is like a, is like a beginning. And I mean, it's got nothing to do with it, but it's like the full moon in Scorpio says, okay, you know what? It's time to look at your dark shit. Because that's what the full moon in Scorpio is really about. It's the dark versus the light, right? Taurus is the most light you can be. And then, obviously Leo is where there's a lot of light. But to embody the light of universe, of source, you got to be Leo, but the light is in Taurus because it's like, it's heaven. Anyway, and Scorpio is the most dark you can get. And so, this is the moon in Scorpio. It's pretty tough. It's triggering fear. It's triggering the dark stuff that we hide. Our emotions of greed and fear and anger and jealousy and manipulation, all these things. So it's really about how honest are you with yourself? That's what the moon in Scorpio really is. And so it is the physical versus the mental, emotional that is happening right now that we need to find a balance with. And it's not just, Scorpio is about desires too. So the desire to go get what you want. And what's interesting is that Pluto on the exact same day, like 12 hours later, the full moon is happening on Tuesday, right? So 12 hours later, like the full moon happens at 5:30 in the morning, 5:31 in the morning exact. And it is about letting go of our fears, letting go of our dark stuff to really honestly, bravely, courageously look at it. And we have the opportunity. It's a massive, huge opportunity with the energy slowing down to really hold a minute, especially with this Taurian energy, Mercury, Venus, and Taurus. It's like the light. And Uranus is conjunct the full moon. It's 3 degrees and it's loosening, but it's like, it's making it more unpredictable, and it is really waking people up, shaking, boo, boo, boo. It's doing everything it can. Honestly, I feel that the universe is doing everything it can to like wake you up, give you buzzes of electricity. And a full moon in Scorpio, full moon is intense. add the element of Scorpio to it, and it gets fucking intense. So the thing is, though, it is squaring Neptune. And that's the whole, if you look at outside, Neptune is the media, Neptune is illusions, Neptune is dreams, Neptune is escapism on one side. And so if you look at that side, you can see how much illusions there are, being told or being made, how many people are not seeing it, not wanting to believe in, or they believe. That's the thing. But they don't want to look at the other side. They're just looking at the lights. They're not looking at the dark. They think they're looking at the light, but it's flipped, right? Because it's Neptune. They're actually looking at the fucking dark, thinking that it's the light. So, but this Neptunian energy is actually for those people who really, honestly, look deep within, meditate, relax, do their whatever it is to honestly look at their connection to source, to the field, and really tune in. They see their dark stuff, and it's on a world level and on a personal level. So it really, this full moon in Scorpio is really about, okay, let's just honestly, bravely look at where am I manipulating? Where am I, portraying desires that I'm pursuing like a vampire? But also, where am I courageous? Where am I brave? Because it is such a beautiful thing, this full moon in Scorpio, because it is a mutual reception, and almost like it's 5 degrees or 6 degrees from that Mars in Cancer. There's this mutual reception, which means there's benefic support. Mars in Cancer is really, it's shit. But when it gets mutual reception by the moon in Scorpio, which is the home of Mars, these energies are like very powerful. They're interchanging. It's like if there would be a war in Germany, whatever, and Belgium caused it. Let's do it the other way around now, this time. But then all of a sudden, Belgium and Germany start talking again and start, getting into a dialogue of like, should we continue with this? Like, is this a smart idea? I mean, like, come on, let's just, get out of this stronger together. And, they come up with a plan. And now because there was war between these two countries, they actually found, like in the darkest of moments, that, you know what, we have to, maybe we should unite, and because of it, people are super happy. And now maybe there's always, obviously, when things like that happen, a war between two countries, there's always a little bit of anger and resentment towards each side, depending on what story is being told by, the authorities, or by the people itself. But we could say in the analogy, okay, that Belgians and Germans then all of a sudden, appreciate life and really understand, we've been in this war together. Now, maybe we should work together. Maybe we should cooperate. And that's really what this energy is. And if you really, are able to look personally, on a personal level, look at honestly, at those things that you do. And and trust me, you will know if you don't know. Because it will be reflected in your relationships. I mean, Venus and Mercury are still very conjunct, almost, that full moon. It's not exact, but you will know and you will feel. No, Mercury, see, and Venus and Taurus, there's like this physical feeling on the senses. Like, I know, I sense that this is what I do. This is where I'm attached to. The Scorpio, moon is really about attachment, man. So, there's a supportive energy of Mars in Cancer. Really, like, you can search for your emotional self-image, security that you rely on, and who you really are, like what you to trust yourself. You can do that because if you look at the dark and you see what's happening. For instance, I used to have these, like, I used to be afraid of, like, let's say if you go out, and I think it's for, like, sometimes normal, but it's still a fear. Like, let me explain. So going outside in the wild and just sleeping there, maybe with my wife, with Charlotte, but being super afraid of, like, but having these images of, like, fuck, maybe, if there's someone's gonna kill us, or like someone's, and like, if there's someone gonna come and maybe, attack us or whatever, and just like a fear. It's like a natural instinct, but in a way, a very irrational fear too, because it's something you see in the movies, but maybe it's something of past lives that you got killed in your sleep, whatever. And so, but being able to really look at that, and I went to this guy called Dirk Ullebrandt, and he really, he did some treatment, and he said, you do know that it's just you who is afraid of yourself, of you being able to kill someone else. This is your power. This is your power, the ability that you have to kill someone else, and that's what scares you. And it didn't fully disappear, but holy shit, did it like a lesson. And I'm just not as afraid anymore as I used to be, alone in the dark somewhere, in the world. So anyway, I'm just saying, you'll be able to see and know and understand what's up. And if you really do, and really go deep, and really, like, search and take action on it, and just, it's really about, like, you don't really have to do something more than recognize and really honestly say, like, yes, this is what I do. Okay, now let me sit with it and let me listen to what I can do. And that's the thing, like, do you really listen? Because Neptune is involved, Neptune squared this full moon. So that's the invitation. And then, later that night, Pluto comes retrograde. And that, even, like, it just, like, the full moon in Scorpio is still there. And, Pluto comes retrograde. And now we have all fears coming up more. And, like, Pluto's really loud. It is squaring the nodes. It is intense. Like, there's this very Plutonian destruction going on of the world as we know it even more. And it's just like, wow, it's intense. Fuck. And it's just like, how much can you bear? How much can you deal with this energy? And Neptune is just gonna say, you know what? Just watch a series, like watch Netflix, or if you just drink one glass of alcohol, it's fine. Or just one joint, or just like shrooms, or go party. Whatever that voice is in your head that like that. I'm not saying that there's something wrong with partying and all these things, but to like use it for escapism is where we have to be super aware of. And especially now, oh yes, did you know, like, if you then it's all gone and you can go to the promised land. What? Anyway, so I mean, I think that's the most important part of this week. It's activating the Saturn square Uranus even more, right? Because Uranus is involved. So the Uranus-Saturn square, which is, it's less, and it's not as intense, which kind of makes it like, if that would have been exact, that would have been a super powerful fucking full moon in Scorpio. It is already, but it would have been like, so there's always like sources always giving us a little bit of slack. It's like a balance. There's a huge balance always. But the Saturn square Uranus, which is even more the old versus the new, that is activating, and it's just like, who's living in the new world, who's living still in the old world, in a thought, you know, of like, or a belief of like, this is how world is, right? This is how the universe is. Versus like the new world, I don't fucking know. Like, all I know is that I can, like, that I have to learn to trust myself and go day by day, trust my intuition, and just go along and co-create with source, and just have faith in a divine order, in source, in God, and, you know, just be at peace with myself, and then radiate that out to the world, and, you know, and then see what comes. And that's what a full moon in Scorpio really is, seeing what comes and just allowing it to come, and to empty the cup and to let it like flow over. If that makes sense. So I wish you a lot of courage. I wish you a lot of bravery to look honestly, truly, and to not escape, and to not get caught up in the story, to really land on Earth, Sun and Taurus. All right? Much love. See you next week. Bye-bye.